Hey, Psych 341 class. I'm giving you my weekly address here in very much casual Friday attire and atmosphere. Got the brown wall for you and the green shirt. Keeping things pretty casual here. First week of summer term. But don't think I don't take this topic seriously and the class very seriously. Don't be fooled by the cash here. But I did want to say something about the forum posts and also just a little bit about this first week and next week for your learning and memory experience. Forum posts look nice. This one was kind of a getting to know you topic, just asking about your memory, getting you to think about your memory, reflect on memory abilities. Um, and the first question was, are you satisfied with your memory? And then beyond that, what aspect of your memory are you satisfied with? And I think that what comes through in those responses are you guys identifying a specific aspect of your memory, such as your memory for a skill, like a motor type memory, or a memory for remembering facts or faces, or spatial locations. Maybe you have a good memory for your spatial surroundings. And that question was leading into what is the kind of the heart of this class, which is what is the nature of memory, and specifically what is the nature of the different mechanisms for memory, memories that are unconsciously acquired, that are learned unconsciously and that are then become permanent memories, memories that are very deliberately acquired, such as the memories that you form as you learn new class material. And then also motor memory, skill memory, spatial memories. There's a lot of different types of memory. Memory is not one thing, it's very multifaceted. And this class will be looking specifically at how those different memory systems work, how they're organized. There'll be a little bit of the brain basis on them. And then also at a behavioral level, what makes those memory systems unique and distinct from one another. And towards the end of the short term, we'll be getting into amnesia. When you look at people who have amnesia, you really get a clear sense of how different memory systems are, how distinct they are from one another. And then just another fun thing I thought we could do to start things off was to watch that TED Talk by Joshua Foer, who wrote the book Moonwalking with Einstein, who has this way of elaborating on his visual spatial surroundings to help to as a strategy to help him to remember information. And this idea of the analogy with a muscle, exercising a muscle, it works. It does work actually. To an extent, it is a metaphor. The nervous system interacts with the muscular system, the skeletal system, but they're distinct systems, so the parallels break down in certain specific ways. Um, for example, with repetition, repeated practice with a muscle, it does hopefully get stronger. But just the repetition of moving the muscle doesn't necessarily mean it's going to perform better, because you need to put into some kind of context. What if it's running or jumping or something like that, or swinging a baseball bat, whatever the skill might be? It needs to be integrated with the systems that coordinate it so you can have an outcome, like being able to make contact with a ball or run faster than you had originally before you started training. So memory is similar, more similar in that regard, not just exercising the muscle, but putting it into a context and into a system where it can grow and work. And in the case of memory, that system is the strategy that somebody develops for creating those memories or for improving those memories. So it's not necessarily just rote getting your brain to process or hold more information. It's teaching it a way to do that, which is coming upon some kind of strategy, like Joshua Foer talked about in his address to for TED. So anyway, liked reading your posts and your thoughts on this topic, and there's plenty more to come. In fact, at the end of that TED Talk, one of the things that he addressed was the relevance to technology, which I think that he kind of threw that on in there. You may have noticed that. I think that's an obligation. If you're going to give a TED Talk, you say something about technology and education. So he threw a comment in there, and at first when I listened to that, I thought, oh, that's sort of perfunctory, just kind of added on there. But then I thought about it some more, and I was on to something. You probably give a whole other talk on that, and maybe you should. This relationship between our memory and the technology that we use. He mentioned smartphones and tablets, I think, things like that. What are the effects of using those on your memory? Are we practicing less? Do we have less pressure to develop skills to help improve our memories? Well, I've decided for next week's forum discussion, we're going to delve into that a little bit, into a specific topic. I'm putting together the forum discussion right now. I'm mixing it up, changing all my forum discussion topics from previous terms, just to get some fresh insight and discussion going on these. And so I'll be posting something about the relationship between memory and attention and technology. One thing I'll probably bring in there into the discussion will be how technology is affecting the way people drive and safety, things like that. And then also, I ask you to make some comments on how those different technological devices affect your thinking and your memory. So to kind of follow up on that last point that was made in that TED Talk. And also related into the material that we'll be getting into next week, which will be sensory memory and also short-term memory and working memory. So I'll get that information up for you by Monday morning, so you can start thinking about that topic for your post. Get it up there before that, actually, over the weekend. So that's what's coming up for next week, and hope all's well. Don't forget to get your multiple choice chapter tests taken and your essay test by midnight on Sunday. And